Welcome back to Crime Podcastle for episode 24 of our Unsolved Mystery Series. Today we're diving deep into a case that shocked India and, well, it continues to spark debate even now. The death of Haren Pandya. He was a rising star in politics, serving as the Home Minister of Gujarat, but tragically, his life was cut short back in 2003.
Yeah, shot multiple times.
Shot multiple times here, right?
What's truly captivating about this case is that it's, well, more than just a whodunit. It's a story that exposes the dark underbelly of power, politics, and the dangerous consequences of speaking truth to power.
Okay, so let's unpack this. For those of us who might not be familiar with Indian politics, who was Haren Pandya, and what made him such a prominent figure?
Well, Haren Pandya was a leading member of the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, one of India's major political parties. He was known for his charisma, his dedication to public service, and his unwavering commitment to his principles. Think of him as a rising star, someone who seemed destined for even greater things in the political arena.
Sounds like he had a lot of potential. What were some of his key accomplishments, and what kind of issues was he most passionate about?
Well, Pandya was deeply involved in various social and political initiatives, particularly those aimed at improving the lives of the underprivileged. He was known for his accessibility, always willing to listen to the concerns of ordinary citizens. He also worked hard to bridge divides within the community, which can be a challenge in a country as diverse as India.
Yeah, definitely. So we have this picture of a respected leader, a man of the people. But then you mentioned something about speaking truth to power. Was there something specific that put him in a dangerous position?
Yes, there was. You see, Pandya was an outspoken critic of the handling of the 2002 Gujarat riots. These riots were a series of horrific events that deeply scarred the state, and Pandya wasn't afraid to point fingers at those he believed were responsible, even within his own party.
Whoa. That takes guts.
Yeah.
Especially in the world of politics. So his testimony regarding the riots, that's what ultimately put him at risk.
Well, it's certainly a key piece of the puzzle. His testimony, which allegedly implicated senior political figures in the riots, it created a ripple effect that extended far beyond the courtroom. It challenged the established narrative, raised uncomfortable questions, and put him at odds with powerful individuals who may have had a vested interest in silencing him.
This is where it gets really interesting. We have a respected politician, a man known for his integrity, who makes powerful enemies by speaking out against injustice. And then, tragically, his life is cut short. Can you walk us through the day of his death, March 26th, 2003? What happened?
It was a seemingly ordinary day that took a horrifying turn. Pandya went for his routine morning walk in Law Garden, a place where he likely felt safe and familiar. But that walk turned deadly.
Yeah.
He was found shot multiple times at close range, right in his car.
That's just awful. It seems almost personal, the way it was executed. Not just a random act of violence, but something planned and targeted. What were the immediate reactions to his death?
Imagine the shockwaves that rippled through India when news of his assassination broke. Here was a prominent leader, gunned down in broad daylight, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a nation grappling with the implications. It served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, especially for those who dare to challenge the status quo or speak out against powerful interests.
It's heartbreaking and honestly pretty terrifying. It sends a message to anyone who might consider speaking out against injustice.
Exactly. It created a climate of fear, a sense that even those in positions of authority are not immune to the forces that seek to silence dissent.
So with such a high-profile case, the pressure on the police to find answers must have been immense. What was their initial take on the murder?
The police, under intense scrutiny, quickly zeroed in on the theory of a terror plot, linking his death to the 2002 riots. They arrested several individuals allegedly connected to this plot.
So they were saying this was an act of revenge, carried out by those who saw Pandya as a symbol of the government's actions during the riots.
That was their initial conclusion, but it wasn't the end of the story. Not by a long shot. That was their initial conclusion. But, there were cracks in this theory, and they started to show pretty quickly.
Cracks? What do you mean? Well, there's specific details that didn't add up.
Well, for starters, Pandya's family never bought it. They insisted that the focus on a terror plot was a convenient way to deflect attention from other, potentially more uncomfortable motives.
Yeah, that's a serious accusation. What made them so suspicious of the official narrative? Did they have any reasons to believe the investigation was flawed? Or, worse, intentionally misleading?
Well, their skepticism stemmed, I think, not just from their personal grief, but from what they saw as inconsistencies in the evidence presented. They questioned the links between the suspects and the crime and felt the investigation lacked depth, as if it was designed to arrive at a predetermined conclusion.
So we have the official narrative pointing to a terror plot. But Pandya's family believes there's something more to the story, something potentially more sinister lurking beneath the surface. This is like something out of a political thriller.
It certainly has all the elements, and as we delve deeper into the alternative theories that emerged, the plot thickens even further.
All right, let's dive into those alternative theories. What were some of the other possible explanations for Pandya's murder?
One of the most compelling theories is that his murder was politically motivated, a direct consequence of his explosive testimony against those senior figures during the riots. Remember, he named names, and those names carried a lot of weight.
So did his testimony expose secrets that certain individuals were desperate to protect? Could his willingness to, speak truth to power have made him a target for elimination?
It's a chilling thought, but it's a theory that holds weight for many. In the world of politics, where power and influence reign supreme, those who threaten the status quo often find themselves facing dangerous consequences.
That makes sense. If he knew something that could damage the reputation or even the careers of high-ranking individuals, they might have seen him as a liability that needed to be dealt with, permanently.
Precisely. And let's not forget the theory of a conspiracy. Within his own party, the BJP Pandya was a rising star, charismatic and popular. Could his success and his willingness to criticize internal issues have made him a threat to others within the party ranks?
Oh, wow. So maybe this wasn't just about silencing a critic of the riots, but also about eliminating a potential rival from within the party itself.
That's the crux of this theory. It suggests that Pandya's ambition, his independent streak, and his willingness to challenge the established order within the BJP may have ruffled some feathers, making him a target for those who saw him as a threat to their own power and influence.
It's starting to feel like a House of Cards episode, with all the political maneuvering and backstabbing. It's a scary thought that even within a political party, ambitions and power struggles can escalate to such a tragic end.
And then, of course, there's the revenge angle, the theory initially presented by the police, which suggests that individuals affected by the 2002 riots may have sought retribution against Pandya, holding him responsible for the government's actions or inaction during those tumultuous times.
But if that's the case, why was there so much doubt surrounding the arrests and convictions?
Well, while the revenge theory might seem plausible on the surface, the lack of concrete evidence directly linking those arrested to the crime, coupled with the eventual acquittal of all those convicted, has raised serious doubts about this narrative.
So it's possible that the initial focus on a terror plot was a way to appease public anger and provide a quick sense of closure, even if it meant overlooking or even manipulating evidence to fit a predetermined narrative.
That's a concern that has been voiced by many who have closely followed this case. And the legal battle that followed Pandya's death, it only added more layers to this already complex and murky situation.
Let's talk about that legal battle. What were the key developments, and how did they impact the search for truth and justice in this case?
Initially, 12 individuals were convicted for Pandya's murder. However, in a dramatic turn of events, they were all acquitted years later by the Gujarat High Court due to what the court cited as a lack of sufficient evidence and flaws in the investigation.
Wait, so the people initially found guilty of this high-profile murder were set free because of problems with the investigation? That's huge.
It was a major development that sent shockwaves through the legal system and the public alike. The High Court's criticism of the investigation as being botched up and tainted further eroded public trust in the official narrative and fueled calls for a reinvestigation.
This entire situation raises so many questions. How could a case of this magnitude with so much at stake be handled so poorly?
It certainly highlights the vulnerabilities of the justice system, particularly when dealing with cases involving powerful individuals and sensitive political issues. The perception that influence and political pressure might have compromised the investigation is a serious concern that continues to linger.
And what about Pandya's family? How did they respond to this roller coaster of legal proceedings?
Throughout this entire ordeal, Pandya's widow, Jagruti Pandya, emerged as a pillar of strength and determination. She relentlessly campaigned for a fresh investigation, refusing to let the memory of her husband be tarnished or the quest for justice be abandoned.
It's incredibly inspiring to see her unwavering commitment to uncovering the truth. Despite years of setbacks and disappointments, She never gave up hope.
Her fight became a symbol of courage and resilience, inspiring others who have lost loved ones to violence or injustice to keep fighting for the truth, no matter how difficult the journey may be.
Her story is a testament to the enduring power of love and the unwavering belief in the possibility of justice, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds.
The enduring legacy of the Haren Pandya case is one of complexity and intrigue. It's a story interwoven with threads of political ambition, betrayal, and the high price of speaking truth to power.
It's a case that serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of justice and the challenges of navigating the murky waters of politics and power.
And as we reflect on the various theories and the unanswered questions that still linger, it becomes clear that this case is about much more than just a murder. It's a reflection of deeper societal issues, exposing the vulnerabilities of the justice system and the risks faced by those who dare to challenge the established order.
It also raises crucial questions about the role of media, public awareness, and the importance of holding those in positions of authority accountable for their actions.
Exactly. The Haren Pandya case, with its unresolved mysteries and enduring calls for justice, it serves as a potent reminder that the pursuit of truth and accountability is an ongoing process, one that demands our attention, our critical thinking, and our unwavering commitment.
It's a story that continues to unfold, challenging us to confront uncomfortable realities, to question narratives, and to remain vigilant in our pursuit of a more just and equitable world. It's incredible how one case can open up so many lines of inquiry. We've gone from a seemingly open and shut terror plot to a web of political intrigue, potential conspiracies, and a family's unwavering fight for justice.
Yeah, it's a testament to the complexity of truth, especially when you factor in the dynamics of power and the lengths people might go to protect their interests.
As we've been discussing this, I keep thinking about how unsettling it is that there are still so many unanswered questions surrounding Pandya's death. It's been over 2 decades. And yet we're still left with more questions than answers.
It's true. The lack of closure, the absence of a definitive truth can be incredibly frustrating, especially for those, directly impacted by the tragedy. And in this case, it's not just Pandya's family who's seeking answers, but an entire nation grappling with the implications of this unresolved crime.
What I find particularly striking is how this case has continued to fuel debate and speculation. All these years, it's like a wound that hasn't fully healed. A reminder of a justice system that, in this instance, seems to have failed to deliver a sense of resolution.
And that's why cases like this are so important to revisit and analyze. They force us to confront uncomfortable truths about the limitations of our systems, the potential for corruption and abuse of power, and the importance of holding those in authority accountable for their actions.
It's a reminder that justice isn't something that's simply handed down. It's something that needs to be fought for, demanded, and tirelessly pursued, even when the odds seem insurmountable.
Precisely. And it's not just about seeking justice for a single individual, but about addressing the systemic issues that allow such tragedies to occur and go unpunished. It's about demanding transparency, strengthening investigative procedures, and ensuring that the pursuit of truth is never compromised by political pressure or personal agendas.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm struck by the sheer resilience of the human spirit. Despite the pain, the uncertainty, and the years of unanswered questions, Jagriti Pandya and those who support her cause have never given up hope.
Their determination is a beacon of light in this otherwise murky and unresolved case. It reminds us that even in the face of immense adversity, the pursuit of justice, the demand for accountability, and the belief in the power of truth can fuel a fight that spans decades.
It's a testament to the enduring power of love, the strength of conviction, and the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of times, the pursuit of justice must never be abandoned.
And it serves as a potent reminder to all of us that we have a role to play in ensuring that such tragedies are not simply forgotten, but serve as catalysts for meaningful change. We must remain vigilant, informed, and engaged, demanding transparency and accountability from those in positions of authority.
Absolutely. It's about fostering a culture where the pursuit of justice is not an exception, but the norm. A society where truth prevails and accountability is not a privilege, but a right.
We owe it to ourselves, to our communities, and to the memory of those who have been denied justice, to never stop questioning, never stop demanding answers, and never stop fighting for a world where truth and accountability are the cornerstones of our systems and our societies.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unsolved mystery of Haren Pandya. His story is a reminder that the quest for truth and justice is often a long and winding road, but it's a journey we must all be willing to take.
And remember, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, never stop questioning. The pursuit of truth and justice is a responsibility we all share.
And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the podcast for more deep dives into fascinating unsolved mysteries. Until next time.